guys, David from Flash by V Cycle Nut here, and I just started testing and tuning on the Akrapovic full exhaust for my GSX8, and I felt like I needed to make a video to just how surprised I am. I've owned a lot of motorcycles, and I am blown away with how awesome this little bike is. I'm pushing on the boundaries of 90 horsepower. A couple little complaints I had about the throttle being really soft initially, obviously with my Flash, that's all fixed. And now that I have almost 300 miles on the bike and I've gotten to know it a lot better, it's just really an amazing bike. And just before we go any farther, because I'm sure not everybody is familiar with me, I do currently own an MT10 as my naked bike, and I'm not saying that this is going to replace that. But my frame of reference is from a top-of-the-line MT10. So I am very familiar with naked bikes, both the MT09, MT10, and MT07. So my opinion, I think, has some merit. Plugging on the road, because the dyno in this bike doesn't put any miles on it because the odometer is off the front wheel. So they are all true miles. And the suspension that I originally felt like it was pogo-y, what I've come to realize is it just is dependent on the road surface. A lot of the roads around here in the Pacific Northwest, they're pretty shitty. Got a lot of potholes, bumps, and stuff in them, especially the back roads that we ride for fun. And like almost every bike I've ever owned, the GSX8 on this type of road is not real confidence-inspiring if I'm riding hard. But what I found is when the pavement's decent, the suspension does a really good job. Really holds the bike well up on the brakes, feels controlled through the corners. I think for most people, this stock suspension will be more than adequate. The motor is just a gem. I can't wait to see how much more development goes into this when they release the GSX8R. But to be pushing 90 horsepower out of a little parallel twin, I mean, I guess it's not little, it's almost 800 cc's. But the torque curve on it, the thrust on it, it's just a really awesome motor and bike. The quick shifter and auto blipper are good. We got the 3 different power modes, so we can change the feel of the throttle depending on what type of riding we want to do. And it's just really, I'm surprised that before I started doing my research on my next project bike and what I wanted to do, that I hadn't heard more about this bike. It really deserves more press that it's getting. So I just wanted to do a shout out to the bike and say how awesome I think it is. And I do think this bike will become way more popular as people put more time on it and the word starts to spread how awesome it is. So I'm doing my part to spread the word on the awesomeness. So thanks guys for watching. I know it's kind of a silly video, but just felt like it needed to be said. Take care. Remember to hit that subscribe and like button. The bike that is its most direct comparison to is the MT07. And that's because they're both parallel twins and they're both roughly in the same price. The GSX8 is more expensive for sure, but you're getting a lot for that. And in my opinion, after someone that's owned an MT07 since 2019, they're not even really comparable. The stock suspension is better on the GSX8. It's fly-by-wire with the different power modes. It has a quick shifter auto blipper stock. And the power is just better everywhere on the GSX8. And I don't mean that in any disrespect to an MT07. I really have enjoyed my MT07. I built it all the way out with cams and was my track day bike for a couple years. And I've really had fun with it. But the GSX8 is just a better bike. And that's from starting. I'm basically making the same horsepower that I was on my MT07 with cams, a thinner head gasket, full exhaust and tune, with just a full exhaust my tune and an easy airbox mod. So, I mean, there's really, again, there's no comparison.